Hey everybody, it's Shane and I'm back in the MD-11. I didn't think I was going to fly tonight, but I had a change of heart. Just
Autopilot.
was in the mood. So guess what? We're going to go ahead and take this aircraft up to Chicago O'Hare tonight because it's been a while since I've been up there. Parking brake released, gear handle checked. Let's get some cockpit lighting in here. Alright, APU fire test. Yep, so we're going to go up to Chicago O'Hare. Because I have a really nice Nimbus scenery there that I like.
Engine 2, fire. Engine 3, fire.
Let's see, hydraulic pressure test. And then we'll do the air system test.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Okay, got that. Logo lights. Standby ADI. Okay, takeoff warning systems. We'll do throttle 1 first.
Stabilizer. Flap.
And then throttles 2 and 3.
Stabilizer. Flap. Flat.
Okay, flight controls, hardware checks. So speed brake handle.
Spoilers deployed.
Thank you. Flaps, thrust reversers, and throttles.
Stabilizer.
Rudders, and the yoke are set. Alright, EFIS panel. Traffic data. 1, 2, 1, 2. Brightness. Min range. Plan. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and press on with setting up the FMC. Init. Okay, AOC. And we're going to go DFW. ORD. Okay, AOC route review. 818 right, 10 center. Looks good. Let's validate this. Alright, so at some point here we need to go on to. Looks like we're landing at 10th center at DFW. Correction, at O'Hare. So let's just do final at 10th. Well, is there an RNAV that works here? I don't know. Not really. It's all ILS. Okay, that's fine. Let's do final. We'll probably go from Hyrie to Ruda. So Hyrie to Ruda. And I'm going to delete the rest of these points. Alright, now let's do this. I will put in the ILS 10 center for final. ILS 10 center from final. Insert. Perfect. Nope, that's not right. Okay, let's try this again. Now we got it. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Flight plan is set. Let's go back over to AOC COM and we'll do wind data. Okay, we'll insert that. Performance data. Okay, looks right. And now we'll go ahead and check our weight and balance. So for this flight we have... Oh, departing 18 left. Crap. Yeah, that does make more sense, doesn't it? Okay, 51,000 pounds of fuel and 167.3 on the cargo. So 167,300 for the cargo. 51,501, 1,000 pounds of taxi fuel. Trip fuel is going to be 30,411. Apply to aircraft and FMS. All right, now let's see if it's going to let me do this here. Let's go 18 left. Cool. Ah. All right, well, here's what we're going to do. We'll just do this 18 right, and we'll switch it over. And what I'll do is I'll just go back into the flight plan and correct this to 18 left. All right. And nothing changes for takeoff performance. Okay, let's go ahead and review the FMC one last time. So our alternate is going to be KIND. Okay, flight plan is good. Takeoff is good. So we'll put flight plan here. Takeoff there. Alright, FMC is checked and set. Fuel quantity 51.5. FMC is checked. Flap takeoff sector flaps 15. IFR clearance. We got IFR clearance here. Fort Worth Center's online. That's nice. Okay. Cleared to ORD via the Akuna 9 departure. MLC transition. Climb via SIT. Expect 350 10 minutes after departure. Frequency 3517. Advised with spot number. Contact 3517 for taxi. Okay. Got that. And the squawk code is 6245. 6245. So tonight we're going to be using my friend Darron's latest version of his XVatsim plugin. This is something that's going to be a paid plugin, but it basically helps you figure out where the controllers are that are along your route of flight and gives you the frequencies. So this is a really cool tool, and it updates as you go, and it reads your flight plan off of VATSIM, so it knows where you're at. It knows when you're climbing, descending, and will give the appropriate frequencies along the way. 135, 175. Nice. Cool. IFR clearance is checked. Transponder set. Radio set. FCP airspeed. 247 is good. Heading, let's do... Oh, you know what? I'm not going to do anything until we get this going. We'll set the runway heading, and I'll refine it as we go through the departure. But what I will do is I'll get the APU started now so we can save a little bit of time. Okay. And we'll revise the altitude in a minute. Let's go ahead and grab the weather real quick here at Dallas. Got some information. November is current. The wind is 1603 at 3. It's more or less winds calm, right? Parting runway 17, 18 left. Altimeter 2997. 2997 and on a standby 2997. Auto brakes. APU started. Departure briefing. We're at Northeast Cargo at Dallas. We should have a pretty short taxi tonight. We're gonna push back with the tail facing to the west and expecting a taxi. Hey, what's up? What's up, man? Expect taxi straight across to 18 left. Full length departure 18 left. We have 13,000 feet available. A Kuna 9 departure. Initial heading is 176. Instructions for 18 left. Final heading 176 to intercept course 193 to B Park. Then on track 255 to cross Yamo at about 5,000. And at about 240 knots. Then on the Victory route to Akuna. So we're gonna make this kind of this big old right turn and head out this way. Flying across the Midwest and landing at O'Hare in less than 2 hours. Oh, cool! Yeah, a lot of people dump those jets over there in the Middle East and leave them there. So good of you for bringing them back in. Okay. Before start checklist, let's close up all the doors and windows. Okay, hydraulic pump 1, parking brake set. APU power is on. External power is off. Ground power and wheel chucks removed. Beacon light is on. APU bleed is on. Engine ignition B tonight. Smart cars is running. Push to start.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Forward center UPS 2095 radio check. Uh-oh.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Forward center UPS 2095 radio check. That's not good. 135175. Huh. I'm not picking up anybody, honestly. 135 175. Why am I not getting any radio calls? Forward center UPS 2095 radio check. Oh, I see. Okay, disconnect, reconnect. Got it. Yep, there it is. Okay.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright guys, let's get with it.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Alright, starting 3. Pothole pilot. It sounds like me driving my car in California. Okay, number 3 is rotating. We have good oil pressure. I'm gonna put fuel on 3. Fuel flow EGT. Okay, button and light out. Starting 1. Lights on. I think you did. I saw after the fact also. That's why I did it. Sorry. Okay, rotation on 1. We got oil pressures on 1. Fuel on 1. Fuel flow, EGT. Okay, lights out, starting 2. Oh yeah, I bet you have way worse ones than we do. Okay, rotation on 2, oil pressure on 2. Fuel on 2.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Fuel flow, EGT.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Alright guys, after start checklist. APU bleed off, APU off, NTI is not required, standing by for ground signal, taxi checklist, flaps up, pick off, flaps 15, spool handle, arm, step trim, 5.6, nose up.
Frontier flight 2550, cross runway 18 left at Gulf 8, safe parking. Cross
Take up data.
18 left at Gulf 8, and we'll take any gate.
BR 5B2 164, flap for track 174.
Frontier flight 2550, you can taxi straight in. Straight in, Frontier flight 2550, thanks, have a good night.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Alright, we'll see you. Alright, flight controls check. Ailerons left, ailerons right, elevator up, elevator down. Forward center, good evening. UPS 2095 heavy information November, ready for taxi 18 left. We're at North Cargo.
UPS 2095 heavy, Fort Worth Center, runway 18 left, taxi via Whiskey Foxtrot, cross runway 18 right.
Okay, 18 left via Whiskey Foxtrot, cross 18 right. UPS 2095. Alright guys, let's roll. Okay, noticeable steering. Brakes. Alright, taxi checklist complete. Let's go ahead and press on with the before takeoff checklist. EAD is checked with green box. Nav and profile are armed. Radar switch is on, and let's get the lights on. Thanks, Austin. Alright, and we are cleared to cross 18 right. Okay, TCAS is clear, the arrival end is clear, departure end is clear.
Approaching 18 right.
UPS 2095 heavy, RNAV, Sparrow, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff, wind 160 at 3.
I'd say getting that first fix for 18 left RNAV.
Sorry, UPS 95 RNAV to B Park, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 18 left RNAV B Park, UPS 2095. Was that a trick question?
Approaching 18 left.
It's Center November 1 Charlie November clear, 13 left the Alpha, they were going here straight ahead, signature terminal 1.
What's up, Justin? Yep, late, running a midnight oil, making websites again.
November 1 Charlie uniform, thanks, Alpha to parking.
Alpha to park, thank you for help, have a great rest of your night. 1 Charlie uniform.
Good night.
On runway
That's good, man.
18 left.
Okay, auto flight. Stabilize. Take up thrust.
Thrust set.
Thank you. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Okay, clamp.
V1. Rotate.
Forward center, American 1017, file 360. American 1017, forward center, roger.
You're up.
Stabilizer motion.
Forward center, American 1017, checking in 360. American 1017, forward center, yes, I got you. You read me? Yep, got you 5 by 5. Roger. American 4296, ascend and maintain 5,000. 5,000, American 4296. EPS 2095 radar contact, say altitude.
Climb to 3,300, 2095.
EPS 2095, heavy, comic maintain 17,000.
Climb maintain 17,000, UPS 2095. Okay, 240 pitch. Alright, flaps retract. Flaps retract.
CG841, stand Delta 10 with November, requesting clearance to 98
PG 841, Fort Worth Center, no flight plan on file.
Okay, 250 pitch. Okay, autopilot. 342 pitch. Have to take off. Land gears up. Spoilers. Disarm. Auto brakes. Off. Flaps are up. Flap takeoff selector. Flaps routine. No alerts on the EAD and lights off.
Stabilizer motion.
I have no idea. You'll have to ask on the thing. I don't ever fly to the Middle East, so I don't really know how things work there. sound like the website needs to be updated. Oh, this is Fort Worth Alliance right here. I've been to this airport before.
Stabilizer motion.
Yeah, you're gonna want to set where that detent's at too, in the Zebo or in the EFB, or else it's gonna hunt it sometimes.
American 4296, turn left heading 270, vectors to final.
Left turn 270, American 4296.
UPS 2095, common maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350, UPS 2095. Okay, climb thrust to 350.
American 4296, turn left heading 210, intercept for by 17 center localizer.
Left turn 210, American 4296.
So this app up here, guys, is pretty cool because it's really smart and it knows when you're climbing, when you're descending, when you're low on the ground. It knows your route, and it shows you if your transponder's on. Knows your cruise altitude, and it knows your route of flight. So like it's looking on VATSIM all the time, and it knows when you're going to be going into different controllers' airspace, right? So it sees that we're currently with Dallas, but we may catch a little bit of the edge of Memphis. So Memphis is being displayed on here as well in yellow, letting you know that you're getting close to it, but you're not quite in its airspace yet. And as you get closer to the ground, it will give you the CTAP frequency to the airport that you're going to, which is really cool.
American 4296, airport 11 o'clock and 20 miles, reporting safe.
Alright, altimeter standard. After takeoff, checklist complete.
American 4296.
American 4296, go ahead.
Yep, the airport's at your 12 o'clock and now about 15 miles. Do you have it in sight?
Field inside, American 4296.
American 4296, clear visual approach for by 17 center.
Visual 18 center, American 4296.
Maybe 17 center.
Yeah, 17 center, my bad. 4296.
Okay.
Air seems a little more smooth up here tonight than last night. It was really bumpy ride all the way from Ontario to Dallas, but it's a little better tonight. We have a pretty decent tailwind right now too. 262 at 54, so we're getting about 30 knots out of that. Our tailwind component for the entire flight, however, is actually 63 knots, so we're going to get a real nice push all the way over to Chicago. And as we continue to climb, you'll see this this wind go up, I believe. Actually, yeah, you are. It's actually going up right now.
American 1017, looking for descent down to, let's do 320. American 1017, descent and maintain flight level 320. 320, 1017. American 4296, 1160 at 3, runway 17 center, clear to land.
17 center, clear to land, American 4296.
Okay, that's a good question. You don't have to, but it's preferred. So if you take an aircraft out of a major hub, even if it's not our hub, because you don't have to fly out of out of your hub all the time, but if you're going to fly an aircraft away from a hub and take it to a field that has no real connections to it, it's like a one-way flight, it's generally frowned upon to leave it there, because those types of routes that don't have a throughput aren't always desirable. So that jet that you leave there can be there for a long time before somebody wants to fly it. So if you're going to do that, plan on a return trip. So if you're going to fly a one-way flight from Ontario to I don't know where, don't leave the jet there. Bring it back.
Jet flight 2401, Fort Worth Center ID.
It's just good practice, and it's courtesy, right? Because when you leave it at a hub, even if it's not our hub, you leave it at a hub, what you're going to do is you're going to give that plane over to somebody else who has way more options of where to fly from the hub. The hubs are always going to have more flights out of them than the smaller airports that are non-hubs. So flying a jet to a non-hub and dumping it there is not against any rule. It's just, let's say, discourteous. Discourteous, huh? So don't do it. If you're going to fly it somewhere, bring it back within a reasonable amount of time. You don't need to fly it immediately the next day, but 2-3 days, plan on bringing it back. And if it's going to be more than a week, maybe you shouldn't have flown it there to begin with.
Houston Center closed, radar service is terminated, frequency change.
Just a recommendation again. The SOP does not say you can't leave a plane and dump it. I just think it's not nice to do. So right now I took this MD-11 out of Ontario and I flew to Dallas. And if I wanted to dump it in Dallas, I'd be well within my rights to do so, because Dallas has a lot of flights available for MD-11s from there. So I'm not hurting anybody by leaving it there. Tonight we're flying up to Chicago, and Chicago really only has a couple flights out of it, not many. So if I were to leave this jet on the ground at Chicago for more than a few days, I'm really limiting the amount of places it can fly back to. So my intention is to land in Chicago tonight, maybe fly it over to Louisville tomorrow, and then bring it back to Dallas, and then fly it back to Ontario later the next week. I always like to put planes back where I got them from, you know. That's how I operate. But again, it's not in the SOP that you have to do that. That's what I think is right to do. No, you're welcome. It's a good question. I'm glad you asked. All right, we're really getting some nice wind now. Look at that. 105 knots on the tail. So we're getting about 80 knots of that. 1,000 to go.
American 4296, clear runway 17 center.
American 4296, roger. Cross runway 17 right at Echo Lima, safe parking.
Cross 17 right, Echo Lima to parking, American 4296.
All right, crew, we are cruising at flight level 350. Like that ground speed, man. We're gonna get there quick. Little streaming music for you guys.
Frontier Flight 2401, descend via Berry 3 arrival, DFW altimeter 29908.
Chevy the Berry 3, Frontier Flight 2401.
Yep, I like the Rage G4. I fly it really tight too, so basically as soon as I'm 400 feet off the ground, I start that turn. Yeah, Rage G4. I flew that one last night, actually. That's the departure that I took. That departure flies directly, almost directly over my house in California. I mentioned it on stream last night. I pointed it out to everybody. I could actually see my house because I'm running XPME. The resolution was so good, I could see exactly where my house was as we were taking off, as we were flying over my city.
And Fort Worth Center, FedEx 1511 on Cuba.
X1511 Fort Worth Center, welcome.
PG-891 Heavy, spot 1 with Oscar ready for taxi.
PG-891 Heavy, Roger, runway 18 left, taxi via Golf Whiskey, or correction, Golf Hotel Whiskey Foxtrot. EDS will be altimeter 2998.
That's the nice thing about
Taxi, runway 18 left via Golf Hotel Whiskey Foxtrot, and altimeter 2998, PG-891 Heavy.
The nice thing about this, about the way our airline is set up, is that you can fly anywhere you want, right? This is something that a lot of our new pilots don't understand. Is like, they think that because they're assigned to Louisville or Hamilton or Ontario, that they have to fly out of there. But they don't. A lot of people don't understand how this works, and that's why I try to do these streams to teach people, right? On the UPS website. Right, this is the best kept secret, or something that should be a little more obvious, but it's not. I always go to aircraft hangar, and then I go and select the aircraft type that I want, okay? Then I go over here and go all, and then I sort by airport, and then I look for airports that I want to fly out of, and if there's a jet there, that's the jet that I'm going to fly. So for example, tonight, I went down to DFW, right? And I booked 296 Uniform Papa. It was the one that I flew in last night, but I booked it from here. And to book it, you'll go over to view, and then you have a list of all of the different airports that you can fly out of, and the different routes that you can take. This is how I book all of my flights. I don't do it through the crew hub or anything. I do it through the aircraft hangar. And I've actually got a lot of time on this particular airframe. If you sort it by name, let's see. Oh, maybe I don't. I thought I had more time on this jet. Oh, I guess I don't. Never mind then. So I flew it once in 2024 from Miami to ATL, and then I didn't fly again for almost a year and a half. And then I picked it up from Louisville to ORD, Louisville, Washington Dulles to Louisville, and then it found its way over to Ontario.
Yes, 2095, contact Memphis Center 132.55 today.
3255 for UPS 2095, so on. So it's really handy having this thing here, because then I don't have to try to figure out what frequency he was telling me to get back onto. 3255. 132. 55. Memphis Center, good evening. UPS 2095 Heavy with you, flight level 350.
UPS 2095, Memphis Center, welcome.
That doesn't sound like Memphis Center. Are you controlling Memphis tonight?
Yeah, I have been. It's been like 5 hours. Doesn't show that because we had to restart all the clients earlier.
Man, you're all over the world.
FedEx 1220 flighting 070, descend and maintain 5,000 vectors final.
070 down to 5,000 vectors for final 1220 heavy.
This guy is Stephen Welsh. He is prolific. He's probably got more hours on VATSIM than any other controller I've ever seen.
And center southwest 26.
Yeah, look at that, Stephen Welsh. So typically, he controls Indy Center up here by Louisville. In fact, that's where I know him from, right? He's probably one of the
Southwest calling. Who was that again?
primary controllers for Indy Center. but apparently he does Memphis Center. And about
So it's 2688.
6 months ago, I was doing some Alaska Air cargo flights.
Landing north, the Nashville altimeter 3004.
So 3 arrival landing north.
Yeah, I do a go home day too. That's gonna probably be in a couple of days when I go back to Ontario. Anyway, Stephen Walsh, who does Indy Center, apparently he does
Little Rock Field. With information from
Memphis
Bravo,
Center. He
ready
was controlling
for taxi.
Anchorage Center too, and was giving me ATC when I was flying through the islands over here about 6 months ago. I was flying a 737 for Alaska Air Cargo, and he was controlling it too. So this guy's just all over the place, man. And he's a really good controller, probably one of the very best.
Right, taxi via Juliet Foxtrot, American 6098.
You'll definitely hear his voice a lot if you fly around Louisville.
United 128, expect a visual approach, runway 36 left.
Expect a visual for 36 left, United 12.
791, expect a visual approach, runway 36 left.
Expect a visual 36 left, United 791.
What was oh, it's 100 hours. 100 hours for the MD-11. For the SOP. Look at that. So, check this out. Fort Worth Center just went offline. And this app, so here's the thing. What I like about this app is that it's persistent on the screen. So I don't have to constantly look at Expo. Okay, so Fort Worth Center did not go offline, but basically this thing knows our flight plan and realizes that we're flying away from Fort Worth Center, and we're far enough away from it that it should no longer be displayed here because it's backwards, right? We're flying to O'Hare, not back to Dallas. So once this controller is no longer relevant to our flight, it sorts it out for you. And then, as you can see, XPilot client over here is a separate client. It's not inside of XPilot. So if I click here back into Sim,
3000, 1220.
I lose my XPilot. So if you don't have a second monitor like I do on the right hand side, like I can move this over to the right if I wanted to. But if you only have a single monitor, you have to constantly tab up and tab down to see what's going on with XPilot. XVatsim that Darron created basically takes everything you really need out of XPilot and just puts it on the screen. And it has multiple options
over to
here,
ground,
right?
512 Charlie.
You can go auto display.
Squawk altitude, please. Mode C, mode Charlie.
You can make the
Roger,
UI
sorry
bigger
about that, mode Charlie. Over to ground, 512 Charlie.
or make it smaller.
United 1282, is it just me? You're coming in very high on the arrival.
Memphis Center, Yankee Victor 36. Level up to flight 1000. Request more descent to
You can change the opacity,
500 feet.
opacity,
Yeah,
make it
Victor
more, make it less.
1836, descend and maintain 4000, effective visual approach. Runway 16 left.
So I like this. It's a really good, useful tool, and you can just keep it here in your wherever you want and move it around, turn it off. Look, if I want to turn it off, I can. Look, I go over here, close display.
Runway 16 right.
Or I can go over here.
Victor 1836,
Open display.
expect visual approach runway 16 right, descend and maintain 4000.
So I believe that Darron this is going to be a paid app, but I don't think he's going to be charging very much. It's going to be sold on the org store whenever it's ready. But this is a very useful tool, and if you fly on VATSIM a lot, this will come in very handy.
1220, heading 030, descend and maintain 2000. The field is 11 o'clock, 14 miles from port inside.
Alright, 030 down to 2000. We're looking for the field. FedEx 1220 heavy.
FedEx 1123, contact Fort Worth Center 135.17.
Off to Fort Worth Center, FedEx 1123. Have a good night.
And so right now,
Airport side, FedEx 1220 1563.
we only have one controller to deal with, but if you're flying in SoCal on a Saturday night, this thing is going to be absolutely full of controllers, and it's going to sort out the ones you need and the ones you don't. So it's not going to show you like ground and tower controllers that are not relevant to your flight. It's only going to show you center controllers when you're above a certain altitude. As you descend, it's going to sort. It's going to start sorting back in the approaches and the departure ATC, and as you get below, even lower, it's going to start giving you tower and ground frequencies and the CTAB. And it just knows what altitude you're at, and it just sorts them that way.
128,
cool.
Descend and maintain 3000.
Like you see,
Descend and maintain 3000, 128.
look at this. Right now, if you look at XPilot, there's a lot of different controllers on here.
Center low, FedEx 1228.
And there's actually not that many controllers on, but like on an event night, there's going to be 50, 60, 70 controllers here. It's hard to sort out what you need, but this thing does it for you when you're flying. It'll sort out everything that's not relevant for you, so only the apps that you, or the frequencies that you're going to need for your flight are displayed. So that's pretty cool.
At 2,500, United 71.
Now, yeah, 791, you can keep descending via break Yankee Victor 1836, descend and maintain 2,500.
Well, so right now where you're at, it's about 4 in the morning, so.
US 2095, KC Center is offline, register terminated for exchange approved.
Okay, order advisory, we'll see you later, Mr. Welsh, UPS 2095.
FedEx 1783, 1283, you are under contact, send via Blues 5 arrival, landing north.
There you go. And then you like that it shows you the it shows you what radio 1 is tuned to and radio 2, and it says here on COM 1 we're transmitting and receiving, and on COM 2 we're receiving only. Now when I switch my microphone over to COM 2, you'll see that it switched over to COM 2 right here. See, now we're transmitting and receiving on COM 2 and receiving only on COM 1. So it reads your airplane and knows what it's doing, man. It's good stuff. So Zulu time is 0430. So my girlfriend who lives in London, it's 5:30 for her right now. They're 1 hour. They're Zulu +1. Okay, 444 miles to go. Estimated arrival time is 0528 Zulu, so just a little under an hour we'll be on the ground, guys. Not bad. see if I can find you. I don't see you. Are you online or offline right now? Oh, there you are. What airline is that? Gulf Skies Virtual. What the heck is that? That sounds like some fake news. Oh man, that's a long flight, dude. How do you have time for this, man? Golly, like don't you work or something like this? I don't know how you do it. I would never have time for a flight like this during the week. So I always fly these short hauls around. That's why we fly these short hauls on stream, because I just don't have time for much else. I don't know how you guys are constantly doing all these crazy 15-hour flights and stuff. Oh, okay. Fair enough, Austin. That explains it. That's a good reason. Good to go. Okay, so check this out. Here's another function, just to show you how well this thing works. Route ATC offline. So basically, the app has detected that in our direction of flight, on the way where we're going, there's no relevant ATC online for us to talk to. So does it go by your? So when you do that on VatSim, you pop up a screen. What program is that on? Volanta, or what are you using when you say you're doing that? That's some radar, okay. So does it go by call sign, or does it go by by VatSim CID? Like, how does it know it's me? That's cool. Well, how do I do that for you? Like, if I wanted to add you as a favorite, so we're over here, right? Oh, okay, the pilot right here. Add to friends. Oh, okay, you get really bright green when you do that. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, I'll start doing that. So whenever I see anybody flying online that I know, I'll add them as a friend here. This is cool. definitely stick out like that. Still got a real decent tailwind on us right now. About 90 knots of tailwind component. Oh, yeah, check that out. Are you running XPME or what are you using for scenery down there? So, I don't know if you guys are tracking this stuff, but this FlyJSim, who makes the Q4 XP and a really famous 727 for X-Plane 11 and stuff, their 737-200 Classic is coming out really soon. I would love to get on the beta testing team and or get some early access to show this plane on my streams. I think I could do a really good job flying this plane and presenting it and giving these guys some good PR, but I don't know if my channel's big enough for them. I know that one of the guys that's on my Discord, friend, had reached out to them asking if they could use me for that stuff, and I don't think they were that eager to do it because I haven't really been contacted by them, and that's okay. I mean, I think they were looking to have like Q8 pilot and like Flight Deck 2 stream channels cover their plane, because those channels have 100,000 subscribers plus, right? And my channel has almost 10, but not like that, so I don't think I'm big time enough for them, because they want a lot of exposure, and I don't really get the same kind of views that those guys get. But man, it would sure be cool to have a little bit of early access to this, so I could really have access to this so I can show it off. But you know, I don't know, probably not. Just not big time enough yet, guys. Help me get more subscribers and views, everybody, so I can bring my channel to the masses, you know. Help spread the gospel of Jochen Heiden's Combined Fleet Headquarters. Man, I'm missing out. Everybody else in Europe tonight, and I'm over here flying around in the Midwest with nobody up. I'm the only UPS guy on all of VATSIM right now. Are you flying offline? I'm literally the only UPS flight on VATSIM. Oh, okay, giant, okay. That makes sense. Let's see, let me see if I can find you. Hey, yeah. Here, I'm gonna add you as a favorite too. Man, look at this flight. That's crazy how much... man, I wish I had time for this sort of stuff. You guys are making me look bad, putting up all these big hours. Meanwhile, I'm over here flying these little piddly nothing flights in the United States. Just having some graham crackers. I like to stream, but there's no way I can keep an audience flying a 16-hour flight. It just doesn't work, so. Okay, we'll be heading down in about 15 minutes, so in about 5 or 6 minutes I'll do my arrival briefing. Can I do what? Can I something on? The Wixer is on. There's no weather up here, man. It's clear skies tonight. It's on. There's just no weather. There's just no weather to show you. It's just clear skies up here. Oh, check that out. That's pretty cool. So I had this thing on auto, and it popped up when it detected we were getting kind of close. So now it's telling me what the CTAP frequency for ORD is 12075. This is good to have for when I get there. So I can go ahead and plug that in now. 12075. That's handy. No, I wish we could. It's annoying. This thing right here, I don't like it. I don't really know why it's there. It's reflecting this, I suppose, but I'm not quite sure why. I never really liked it. I should talk to Rotate about this. It's really annoying. Alright guys, let's go over our approach checklist. We'll do the landing data here. So landing 10th center, 10,000 foot runway, approach speed 161, so we'll use auto brakes minimum. Alright, 10th center is down here. So auto brakes minimum will get us down to Foxtrot, will be just fine. We'll look for Foxtrot. And we'll make a right turn on Foxtrot, right turn on Uniform, and take it all the way over to the UPS ramp down here on the South Cargo Complex. We're on the Turtle 6 RNAV arrival, and already I'm seeing some issues here. So, this arrival is set up for a lot of traffic going into ORD, but it gets you low really far away. So this is 20 miles, 35 miles from basically Turtle to Rhino. Okay, that's a long way to go at 10,000, 11,000 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and delete some of these crossing restrictions because it's pretty late at night and there's nobody there. So we don't really need to slow down that soon. Right? And what that will allow us to do is stay higher longer. Let's see if we delete this if my top of the sync goes up. Yep, see? So by deleting this, that means we can stay up higher longer and faster before we descend. Because there's just really no need to get down that low that soon. So that pushed our top of descent out just a little bit. Alright. So now we got that dealt with, we're going to switch over to the ILS 10th center approach. Current weather at O'Hare, wind 350 at 4, so from the north. Clear skies, temperature 8, altimeter 2986. Expect the ILS runway 10 center approach. RVR is 1800, non-issue. Decision altitude will be 869 Barrow. Now we're going to be picking this approach up at Ruta. So Ruta, we need to cross that at 4,000 feet. Ray is our final approach fix at 2300. It's a standard 3-degree glide path. Touchdown zone elevation is 69 feet, and the the threshold crossing height is 55 feet. Frequency is 108.95 on ISXH, the identifier. 093 is the final approach course. MSA from the airport is 3,400 feet. Missed approach is climbing 4,000 feet on heading 093 and inbound the Chicago Heights VOR radio 336 to Chicago Heights and hold. The decision height is 869 Barrow. Alright, so we're ready for descent. Should be coming up here in 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Alright guys, we're coming up on that top of the descent, so I'm going to go ahead and dial altitude down to 4,000 because that's going to be where we enter the approach at. And there's no reason, we're going to head all the way down, so. guys, heading down. So I'm going to go ahead and hide XVatsim now. Don't really need it anymore, but it did its job and it did it well. I'm glad we got to try that out again tonight. Yeah, it's not that late, man. We're on the West Coast. It's only 10 o'clock. I am going to go to bed as soon as I land, though. They sent me the Turtle 6. Well, we're doing the Turtle 6, but we've modified the crossings. We've taken them all out so we can stay up higher longer. This thing had you get down slow, like really far from the airport, and there's no real point on VATSIM tonight since there's not a lot of people, or essentially anybody there. Surprised that O'Hare doesn't get more traffic than it does. It's such a big airport. I feel like it's neglected. It's the least busy, biggest airport on VATSIM, without question. So many other places get more airplanes than this. I think the path error is because it's altitude error is because I don't think he fully modeled the constraints well. So the way he did the coding for these things, so when you have an arrival that has these windows, right, like 2.4 to 2.7, 14 to 15, the way he did it is instead of allowing for this variance here, he took the average of the two and put it in the middle. And sometimes, like when you're going into Louisville, for example, the verb points are pretty close together, but they have that 2,000 foot spread. But because the way he coded it, it only looks at the dead center of the in-between. Sometimes it doesn't give you the variance you need, and you get the altitude error warnings. Whereas if it had add drag, okay, I don't think we really need to, but I'll put some speed brakes in here. Because he just put the dead center of that, it gives you a lot of altitude errors. That's something that the code could definitely use some improvement on. It's like on a Boeing on the 737, you got the at and the below. You can put those into the waypoint, and it will respect those limits on VNAV descent. I think he just made it kind of easier for himself to do it the way he did it, but I don't, you know, I think there's a better way. I just disregard them and I press on, man. It doesn't really, I don't lose any sleep over them. All that the altitude error is telling you is that the aircraft won't be able to successfully make that crossing where it's indicated. You're right. That's the right attitude to have. It's got to be like the amount of math that you got to understand, and all the factors you have to keep it. And I don't know how anybody even does it. I'm not smart enough for that stuff. Okay, altimeter 2986. Right, and admittedly, it's pretty dang good in a Zebo, especially because we're not paying for it. That's why it's so good. It works so good because they provided it to us for free. That's why I like it so much. Alright, altitudes, cross check at 17,000 cross checked.
Altimeter setting.
Yep, got it. Alright, 345 idle thrust. Okay, we're a little bit high, but I'm not worried about it at all because I actually want to stay as high as I can for as long as I can. Okay, never mind. To pretend I didn't say anything. It makes you wonder if the way that PMDG coded it, they put a little bit of cheat into the diamond so that it makes it think that it's accurate when it may or may not be, just for simplicity's sake. I'll bet you that's what they did. I have no idea of knowing that for certain. Altitude error at Ray. See, there you go. So basically this is saying is this aircraft cannot lose 1,700 feet of altitude in the distance available to do it. So you're going to get an altitude error here, but here's what we're going to do. I'll go in here and I'll change this to cross at. See if that helps at all. See, that spread it out a little bit and gave us a little more time to descend. Okay, 245 thrust. I'll go ahead and tune the CTAP for O'Hare, even though I don't think there's anybody even there. There's not. So I'll be talking to myself. Yeah, I wish it would kind of go away on their own. Or I wish they were disconnected so that if I clear wood on one, it reads on this other CDU as well. So this is something that the Rotate does a lot better now that it did not do well before, was meeting the 250 knot thing by 10,000 feet. It used to blow through this like crazy. Well, let's see if it's gonna take some vertical speed out of this thing. Yep. See, it's letting us catch that speed a lot better than it used to. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, approach checklist complete. Honestly, I don't know. There hasn't been any talk of when that's going to happen, so I couldn't tell you. I'm not entirely sure. What airport is this? This isn't Rockford, is it? No. We're too close for that. KDPH? I don't know what that is. Nothing I need to know. Oh, I think it's wind related, right? I don't recall. I haven't flown Microsoft Flight Simulator in a couple years now, but I recall it being pretty wonky and touchy at reacting really suddenly to wind changes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go speed intervene, and let's keep it at 245 knots for a bit. Till we get in a little bit closer. Okay, I'm gonna go vertical speed. 1,500 feet a minute. I will start reducing speed to at 200. Let's go. Let's extend. DuPage. Okay, thank you. DuPage. I've definitely never been there. Okay. Brakes armed. I'm gonna go heading select here. I want to get a little bit of a smoother entry onto the ILS. Okay, never mind arming that. I'm gonna go ahead and add some speed brake in here.
Stabilizer motion.
Okay.
Altitude.
Heading select. 063. Arm approach.
Stabilizer motion.
Okay, localizer capture and glide slope. Gear down. Flaps 15. And let's keep it going to flaps 28. Back to FMS speed. O'Hare traffic, UPS 2095 heavy on the ILS 10 center approach. Alright, flaps 25. Landing checklist. Landing gears down, 4 green. Spoiler handle, armed. Auto brakes, minimum. Flaps 35. Altimeters cross check. EAD checked. Green box. Dispatch altitude is set. And we're clear to land.
2,500.
Okay, autopilot's coming off.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Approaching 10 center.
500. 400. 300. Approaching minimum. 200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Spoilers deployed. Reverse available. Eighty knots.
3,000
60.
feet remaining.
Yeah, not my best landing. That's okay. Eh, it's alright. A little firm. That's okay. I think sim pilots get a little over. We care too much about the vertical feet per minute. It's not really a. It's not really a thing to worry about. All right, let's just come right here. It's a little dark at this part of the airport, huh? I think Nimbus needs to put some more lights here. Okay. After landing checklist complete. I like the MFDs, how they're aligned horizontally, 6 across. I love that look about the MD-11. I like the how fast it is, the climb speeds, the descent speeds, the landing speeds. I really like all that stuff. The automation too. Absolutely, yes. Automation. Alright guys, that's it for me. This little quiet flight over here to O'Hare. Gotta go to bed because I gotta wake up early for work. But tomorrow night maybe we'll fly this over to Louisville and then quick turn it and head back to Dallas Fort Worth for a return trip to Ontario on Sunday to get this plane back home. So thank you guys for watching. Sierra, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Everybody else who stuck around for the entire flight, I appreciate it. You have a good evening, and I'll hopefully catch you guys tomorrow night, maybe. Bye-bye.